right, welcome back to Bump Start and Ether. Tonight it's going to be explaining the new brakes that I got for the Surron. So I designed these caliper relocators, and this is the 250 millimeter rotor. I got it on AliExpress, but it's also the Ripon Moto 250 on Amazon. Same company. I believe Ripon Moto just puts their logo on it. So these are calipers from a pit bike, which I'm testing out right now. Seems to be going pretty well. Everything seems to be fitting up well. Basically the rear caliper, 250 millimeter rotor, this bracket that I designed to be able to push it up and out of the way using the stock rear caliper relocator here. By the way, this is a 2020, this is technically a Segway X260 Surron, but it's the 2020, so I have D&M rear shock and a D&M front forks as well. We'll get there in a second, but right now I have stainless steel braided cables. I'm planning on probably switching this to run over top of the triangle just because it's very close to the stock primary belt right here. But under here, up through here next to the BAC4000, up along here into this is a KTM 85 SX formula master cylinder here. So far it's been awesome, great feel. I've been able to lock up the rear wheel with this system, and it's using, because it's the floating rotor with the 250 millimeter diameter, and also I believe it's 2.3 millimeters thick. Not as far as moto standards, not quite as thick as a motorcycle, but I mean, so far it's been awesome. I'm still putting it to the test to help develop it the best, but I also have a 250 in the front. This is the 250 millimeter rotor along with the same caliper relocator right here and the same caliper. It's a little bit different on these older forks. This is the D&M, like I said. Usually it's one casting now, I believe, on the KKEs, which I have a buddy who has one that I'm going to let him test this system out to make sure that it still works. I believe it's the same distance from the fork lug all the way to where this angle is right here, I'm hoping. If not, I'll have to redesign this, but for my bike right now, both front and rear work with this caliper relocator that I had. So far so good. Floating calipers, 2 pistons, nothing crazy, just testing it out. But the big key here is that they're not mineral oil, they're actual DOT. I have 5.1 in here right now, along with a stainless braided brake line all the way up to the KTM 85 SX front master cylinder as well. I believe this is, I think both are 9.5 millimeter diameter pistons. I may be wrong on that, but I know they're smaller than normal, which is awesome. This is actually a clutch. This is technically a clutch perch from an 85. But so far, it's been awesome, and I'm super excited about it. And I'm hoping to be able to help guys in the future with the same problems that everyone seems to have with crappy brakes. And then eventually upgrading the calipers as well, because these are some of my iterations of the different caliper brackets that I have. Here it is, here TIG welded on both sides. So far, no issues with the structure of it or anything like that. So it seems to be, I think it's going to be plenty strong enough. This is 3/16 mild steel. I'm going to be painting these. But yeah, so this is also another caliper that I got off of an 85. This is the older version. This is not the one from like the cake bikes or anything like that. This is from, I don't remember what year it is. I think pre-2014 or something like that. So these caliper locations right here are a little different than the newer style from the front caliper, which have them like a mount here and a mount here, which is much easier to create a bracket for than creating a bracket like back here, because technically this is made for the right side of the bike, because the rotor is typically on the right side of a dirt bike. So it goes like that, and then it has the caliper holder and all that stuff. So anyways, hopefully we'll be able to switch to this eventually if I design another bracket, but for right now, those calipers are doing awesome. And I have a couple more over here, a couple other ideas that I was running. So this is off of a 2019 Piaggio Liberty 50. I was like, I wonder if I can use like a Nissan caliper. Holy cow, this is off a 50cc scooter, and it's huge. I was like, oh my goodness, it's a 2-piston, but still, it's just like, it's massive. So I didn't love that, because I like these smaller pads off the KTMs. They just seem to fit better on those rotors as well. And then this is also another KTM I believe it's either a 65 or an 85, but the older version. So the ones I have there right now are the current model version. I believe it was the ones I have on there right now are from like a 2018 or something, but this is from, I can't remember exactly the year, but I know it's the older version of the Formula master cylinders. So that's where I'm at right now in my iteration of figuring out how to improve the brakes on this thing, because for the longest time they sucked. I have over here my Magura MT7 caliper and master cylinder. I had them both front and rear Magura MT7s, and even the mineral oil on that, and it just not great. So some guys are on MT5s, MT7s. I know there's Lewis Tech, there's Hope Tech V4s. All those, or a lot of those anyways, are mineral oil. I think the Lewis Techs are DOT, but for the price for this whole system, so far it's been awesome, and it's hard to justify dropping $500 each set for both sides, and so it's $1,000 for both front and rear, where this is reasonably priced with my caliper relocation bracket, and it seems to be working really good. I'll try to get some videos in the future of it locking up and just showing exactly how it performs, but so far so good. Super stoked on this build. It's going to be super fun. I'm going to try to keep updated videos going, but for right now, that's what it is. Stay tuned for future Surron content, and also going to be doing some GoPro videos, maybe some drone footage, and I have a 360 cam as well, so I'll try to get that going. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this. These things are awesome so far. It took me a couple iterations of this caliper relocation bracket to get it the pads directly on the surface area right here, just because my model, I 3D printed a bunch of models. That was sweet. That helped my process a lot until I ordered the laser cut material, welded it, and then seems to be this second one seems to work. So yeah, it's been awesome. So stay tuned, and comment down below if you have any opinions on this or whatever's going on. Just let me know. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it, guys. See you next time.